Does your company struggle with generating sufficient top-line revenue? If so, you are going to want to watch this video. As a former leader of several companies, I know what it feels like to lie awake at night stressing over how to make the quarter-end numbers and substantially grow company and shareholder value. There's nothing more distracting than having to analyze the sales pipeline for additional revenue and push the sales team to close their deals sooner than later. Worse yet, having to raise money to keep the lights on. You end up feeling overwhelmed and exhausted because you once again spent valuable time and energy chasing dollars rather than focusing on truly growing business value. Until recently, the only way to fix unpredictable or unscalable revenue was to bring in high-priced consultants, hire a sales training group, add sales talent to the sales team and probably remove others, or maybe get some insights from your board or advisors. However, you probably already know that it often takes a consulting firm too much time and cost to get them up to speed on the real issues, and their solutions require additional time to implement, so there's a major hit in cash flow and no guarantees on the back end whether the revenues will justify the time and expense. Sales training has a very low success rate for creating sufficient change to affect revenues. Oftentimes, performance dips in the short term due to a change in the salesperson's schedule and focus. And adding and removing the sales team members also requires long lag times to see any revenue benefits, if they occur at all. This is why I'm excited to be able to share my new revenue scorecard with you today. It's called the CEO Revenue Generation Scorecard. My name is Mike Ernest, and for the last 20 years, I've been helping company leaders obtain more predictable and scalable revenue. What I've found is that it is difficult for leaders, with all their competing pressures, to maintain focus on the key performance drivers for how well their company generates revenue. All leaders know maintaining a holistic focus on revenue is critical. It just isn't that easy to do consistently. I've created a 7-statement scorecard designed to help leaders ask themselves the right scope of questions around generating revenue and providing supporting information for when you identify an area as a challenge for your company. Each question is 4 supporting parts: a description, which further elaborates on the 1-sentence question at hand, a war story, an example from my past where this issue was involved, probable causes, likely reasons this is currently a problem, and self-help, examples of things I've done in the past to remedy the issue. After completing the scorecard, you will receive an auto-generated report of findings that provides you the probable causes and self-help options for any problem areas you identify. You can retake the scorecard and compare your results to previous results. You can also compare your results with your peers. Let me show you how quick and easy this scorecard works. Navigate to the scorecard by clicking on the link on this email. There's a quick intro that in essence says, this is designed for you to help yourself, but if you want some outside help, feel free to give us a call to discuss your options. Answer each of the 7 statements with either strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree, or not applicable. For example, if you don't have a board of directors, statement 7 doesn't apply. There are descriptions and war stories provided if you'd like more color on the statement. You can click on the arrows to expand and contract the information. When all 7 questions are answered, the next button becomes active. A description page will appear that explains that you don't need to provide your email address in order to receive the report of findings. Click Submit and your report of findings appears. You will see your results for each question as well as those of your peers. Scroll down and you will see the statements you answered as disagree or strongly disagree. You can print out the report by clicking the Print button on the bottom of the page. If you want to save your scorecard for future reference or comparison, then create an account and the system will save your scorecards. Here's just a taste of what you can discover from completing the scorecard. What your weak links are in how your company generates money, a renewed level of clarity on your most urgent projects, and even how often your peers are struggling with the same issues. The early response to the CEO scorecard has been far beyond our expectations. Vandy said, "As a CEO of venture-backed companies, I know how little time company leaders have, and the CEO Revenue Scorecard is fantastic at creating a renewed level of focus and delivering great insights and self-help ideas within only a few minutes of effort." Chris said, "Being an owner and in charge of revenue for a fast-growing company, I find the CEO Revenue Scorecard helps me stay focused on the overall playing field and bring specific self-help ideas to the team to discuss how we could also obtain similar results." Bill said, "I oversee revenue generation for a Fortune 150 organization, and the CEO scorecard acts as a reminder to aspects of the business that I've lost focus on." By now, you're probably wondering how much access to the scorecard is going to be. And that's a fair question when you consider that it's difficult to obtain greater focus, pragmatic insights, and strategies for improving probably the most important aspect of your company. However, the reason I created the CEO Scorecard is to be able to give something away that I feel company leaders will appreciate, something that I would want. Also, it's an easy way to open up a dialogue between you and myself for times when issues seem more difficult or urgent than you may want to tackle on your own. So I'm giving you access to the CEO Revenue Generation Scorecard at no cost, and you won't even have to provide your email address if you don't want to save the report of findings information for future comparison or reviews. My only request is that you provide me feedback on your experience. So don't wait. Click the scorecard icon to get started. If you're not completely satisfied with how the report of findings feedback relates to the specifics of your situation, just shoot me an email and I will provide you a response with potential problem causes and self-help ideas specific to the additional details you provide. I know from experience that it is rare to find things that help you focus and provide fresh new insights. More clarity, focus, and options for your revenue generation abilities could be sitting in a report of findings only a few mouse clicks away. Imagine what it will feel like to put some new ideas on the table with your management team that you know have already been tested and successfully implemented by others. So click the scorecard button below this video and let's get started today.